Welcome to How Hard Can It Be? I'm Phil Murphy. This is a Nauticus 27 foot. John, is it episode 35?
It's 35.
35. Marvellous. So, we are on the top of the boat, and this episode consists of an update on this, as you can see, in all its sort of semi-glory, because we're not finished yet. And we're going to finish off with the inside. And what have we got to do on the inside? We have got to put the two panels at the front, which, unbelievably, I have found. But they are not complete because we've still got a bit of work to do to those, which I will show you in a minute. But let's concentrate on this magnificent beast that is before you. So, shall I just go briefly on how I got to this stage? Yes.
Go through it.
Yeah. So, it was all black originally. I'm not going to bore you too much. All black originally. I used a very, very coarse grit sandpaper, and as you can see, or as you saw on the last episode, or the one before that, I sanded it all down, got it to bare wood, really coarse and rough. Then I used some Danish oil, and I gave it a coat of that, and then dried it off and left it. Came back the next day. I then sanded it back again, gave it another coat of Danish oil, left it, came back the next day, and then gave it another sanding, and then I ended up using yacht varnish, and I basically did a thin coat of yacht varnish. I thinned it down, so I used white spirit, and I used mixed it with some yacht varnish, so I think it was around 60-40. I wanted it quite watery because I wanted it to get soaked in, so that's what I did. And then I left that over weekend and let that dry properly, and then I sanded that back. Then I gave it a full hit of full coat yacht varnish, and that, believe it or not, is just one coat. So what do we do with it after that? Well, I was going to give it at least 3 to 4 coats, but actually I don't think it needs it. I think if I wet and dry flat this off and then give it one more coat, I think it'll be absolutely stunning, and I think it'll be well sealed, and that's what I'm going to do. So I thought I would mock it up and show you, because it does look half good now. I thought I'd mock it up and show you what it's meant to look like. And I also was interested in, for myself, how this piece looked, because I was unsure whether it would match the wood. And because this stainless steel covers most of it, it doesn't look out of place at all. So I think I might stick with that piece of wood, John, rather than going through the rigmarole of making another one. There's enough of an air gap flowing through. There's also enough of a channel for water to go through that way or that way, whichever way it wants to travel. It's not going to stay stuck underneath there. So I think all in all that'll be great. But I just thought I'd show you it all done up like it is, because when you get to a bridge, for example, this is slightly taller than, well, it's a lot taller than the windscreen. That is what it's meant to do, like that.
Ka-ching.
Yes, and I think it does look, and it feels stable as well, so I think that would look good. And of course, with this other new bit that I've got for the wiring and the navigational light that goes on the top, I think it'll look stunning when it's finished. So I thought I'd just show you that, give you a little update on what she looks like. But I know you can't really tell from a camera, but it does not feel good. It looks great, and I'm chuffed with it. John's chuffed with it, and that's what counts. So without further ado, shall we go down into the basement or the inside of the boat, John?
No.
No?
Music and titles.
Bonnet de douche. Of course. The music. Play it. Welcome aboard. As you can see, we've got a bit of oak panelling around us, apart from there. So that is what we're going to compete with today. And I am delighted to say I found the original cut-out pieces, which are these dusty, tatty looking things dating back 5 years, as they all are. As you can tell, they are all different colours, but we will sort that out, that is for sure. This is completely naked, and the most important thing is it's cut to shape. And all we have to do, and I say we because I need John on this one, is we need to cut out the window. Is it aperture?
It is an aperture, yes.
Thank you very much. Right, well that's what we've got to do. Now the hardest bit is it's already cut to shape, and I will quickly show you that that is basically how it's going to go. Like so. Imagine there's a window, which you will see very shortly because it's going to all happen in this episode. So that is how we're going to do it. We're going to do it exactly how we did those, velcroed up and put into place. So, John?
Front of the boat.
Do you want to? Yes. So you're going to have to work your magic. We're going to be doing a bit of filming in here, bit of filming out there, bit in here, bit out there. You know.
Jiggery pokery.
Yeah. So there we go. Let's get cutting. Let's get it sorted, and let's have a cup of tea.
Okay. Are we lined up?
Just bear with me a sec. Yeah, I think that's about. Yeah, that's good to go.
Are we pushing any further?
Is there a gap?
Yeah.
No, I can't.
Right, okay. So
You just have to be parallel.
I mean, we'll have the gasket over it anyway.
Yeah, but it's got to be virtually flush with the fiberglass.
Can you push the top corner, Phil?
That's it. It's up against it.
That's it.
Okay.
Hang on. Back up a sec. Okay.
Right. Smiley face. It's only a smiley face if it fits.
It's a portrait of you,
It's only a smiley face if it fits.
like a glove.
He's done that. You witnessed it. It's his idea, not mine. Shall we get cutting? I decided I'd cut it on the boat because it's a horrible day out there. I'm not going to take the cars out.
Baltic. It's Baltic out there.
And it's rainy and it's flooded.
Thundering.
Yeah, it's doing everything. It's everything. Everything. So, I'm going to do it in here because this is probably the cleanest place in the whole warehouse at the moment. So, providing I don't drill through all this furniture, I think we'll be alright, don't you? So, I'll need to put a pilot hole in. And I'll do that there like so. Because I need to get my jigsaw bit in it, of course. So, hopefully John's marking is exceptionally good. Is that right, John?
Rude.
I think we might need to find a home for that. Oh, is that one that you prepared earlier? There we go.
It's like Blue Peter.
Yes, Blue Peter. Only our English friends will know about Blue Peter. Right. I hope I don't get You know what I'm thinking, don't you? I don't want to go straight into my furniture. No, I'm okay. Think positively. I can see the end. I can see the end there. That's cool. I can stop there. That's cool too. Right. Right, so have a quick little look at what we've got to offer. I think that's good. Bit of a file. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I'll just put that up there. That fits nicely. Yeah, right. That. So I'll give that a quick sand on that side. We'll get some tape on it. We'll get that taped up. We'll get that put into position. And it's at that point we will then do that one, because we need to get that in line, because I think from when we quickly just put them up, because these two are on, that one is slightly oversized, so we just need to trim it here. So that's the reason why we haven't cut the other one off just yet, but you'll see that in a minute anyway. So that's what we'll do. We'll get some tape on it, get some tape on there, stick them on, and then we'll move on to that one. So see you shortly. Right, so John now is going up onto the front of the boat. As you can see, I've put those around there. Thank God we've got some of these brackets. They've been a godsend. They're me extra hand. So that's where we want to position it. Now we can offer this up, and then John's going to scribe in there, hopefully. So basically what I've got to do is get that in line there, like so, because we've got to cut down. In fact, I could probably hold that actually. Right, okay, I think I'm good at, bear with me a sec. Right, I'm okay, off you go.
Are you sure thinking isn't enough?
Yes, I'm positive. I'm happy
twice,
with.
Cut once.
Do you want my job?
Okay.
Right.
If you're happy.
I'm happy. Go for it.
Right. Okay. Can you hold that, or do you need me to?
I think I might be all right. Let you leave your hand there. You've passed me that.
Hang on. Okay.
Right. Done.
See if it's worked.
It's worked spiffingly well. Okay, so we've got to trim that obviously off by about, looking at it, 5mm. That one will get trimmed. That'll butt up to that quite neatly. I'll cut that out. I'll cut it out here. Oh, nice to see that you haven't put a smiley face on this one. Jolly good. So I'll cut this out. You don't need to see that, of course. I'll just get all that done, and then we'll get a coat on it once we've decided that aesthetically it looks good. And then we'll coat it up with some oil.
You just love getting that oil out.
I do. We'll get that sorted. We'll trim it up, and then we can finish with this side of the boat, and then we can start measuring for some window gaskets. So that'll do for now. So why don't you make yourself a cup of tea, and I will see you after the break. Your break, that is, because I'm going to be working. So I'll see you in a minute. Off you go. Okay, welcome back. So as you can see, we have now cut these out, and they're nicely lined up. This is where roughly I want them to finish. I've trimmed this in here, so these are now nice and neat. They are slightly offset. I think it might be the fact that the boat is slightly, I mean, they were done 50 years ago, so the actual middle is technically here, but this one is slightly wider, as you can see. But there's going to be a bit of a fillet on there, so you're not going to see that. The point is that it's nice and as neat as I can get it. At the top, you can see it's nice meeting there, and it's nice meeting here. This will have a nice little bit of a trim going on there, as it will in that corner, and they aesthetically look okay in both those corners. So what's the next thing we've got to do? Well, these are naked. They need to be Danish oiled, that's for sure. But we've also got to make sure that these are nicely trimmed away from the fiberglass, because if it's slightly above the fiberglass line, then it might affect the way that these plate and rine rubber gaskets that attach to the windows might affect the overall seal. So we've got to make sure that the wood is slightly below or level with the boat itself, which brings me nicely on to the fact that we've got to, on these sections here, these have not been done yet. These here, some parts are nice and flush, and if we push that there, you won't be able to see it from this angle, but you certainly will when we start doing some work. It's about 1 or 2 mil protruding beyond the boat itself on the other side, so we've got to trim that off, and we shall use that finger sander because it's just a great tool. So there we go. So let's crack on, John.
Am I going out?
I think yes. What we'll do is we'll get all these trimmed off, so then they're all nice and flush. Then we'll revert back to those two because we need to Velcro those up and get them into position.
Yep.
Yeah. So we'll do those after we've done this.
Okay.
Cool.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Right. So you can see here that it's about 1 or 2 mil proud of the fiberglass part of the window. That's what we've got to move there. Now I don't want to risk, to be honest, it's the same at that side as well, and if anything the whole thing should have really gone a bit that way, but you know the trouble we had in the last couple of episodes with moving it off. I don't want to do that again, and it's quite neat at that top end, so I think the safest bet is just to file this off and file it off at that side, and then we're good to go. So I've just made a little bit of a line just to give me an idea of how much I need to take off on this bit here, there, and it's not that much. And with that sander, it'll wick it off straight away. So
Okay, I'm thinking fiberglass and a sander. You definitely need goggles and you definitely need a mask.
You're right, and it just so happens I bought some.
Oh, what a surprise.
I shall put the Ray-Bans on.
Look at him, he thinks he's on.
Yeah.
Police Academy.
Police Academy.
1983.
Yeah. COVID-19 2021.
Don't talk about that, baby.
Yeah. I might steam up though with this. Anyway, we'll see how we go. So, I think I'll start on the straight bits there and then work my way to this bit and then finalise that bit up there. I think that's what I'm going to do. So it's pushing forward. Right.
Nearly there, aren't I? It is. Just a little bit more. That's fine, so I've just got that bit there to do. Up here.
How does that look at your end?
Just how you would want it to look.
Alright, okay.
Are we going to show our viewer what the tool is that you're using?
I can, yeah.
Poke your head out.
That's the tool.
Finger file.
Finger file. It's an old one, but it's definitely a great tool. So, and they're not that dear. I actually looked online last night. I thought I'd have a little look, and they were about between 30 to 80 pound. I mean, a Makita one was 214, but you know, I don't think you need to go to that length.
That's doing the job.
Yeah, it is. So basically all I need to do is just go around every window, make sure that this paneling is no greater than the outside of the boat, and then we'll get on with those front windows. So I'll crack on and I'll see you back up here. See you in a minute. Right, so we've got one side down. Just going to give it a white spirit clean. It doesn't really need a sand, it's quite smooth, but because it's naked and it has been for at least 4.5 years as I know it, it needs to just be cleaned a bit, because there's a few dark areas here. I don't think I'm going to get them out for a moment, but it is quite dusty in here, and I think if I start putting some oil over on top of it, you know, it's just going to seal it all in. So I'm basically just going to give it a bit of a clean, allow it to dry off a bit, and then Give it a bit of Danish oil. Like I say, I don't think for 1 second I'm going to take anything out of it. I mean, there is quite a bit of dirt coming off that, to be honest. Because ultimately they're all a different colour at the moment anyway, so we're going to have to address that at some point. So there might be a little bit of stainage going on, in which case all these old tarnished, tired looking pieces of oak ply will all hopefully blend into one. You can see they're quite dark, dirty, so filthy, yeah. So I think that's all we need to do with that, is just give it a bit of a clean, let it dry, and then we'll go over with the likeable Danish oil, and then we'll try and blend in those colours. So before we do that, I'll clean that one as well, and then we'll have a cup of tea. How do you think? Well, what do you think?
Well,
is it time? It is time.
I'm spitting feathers.
It's 20 past 2.
I'm spitting feathers.
Right, let's get on with a cup of tea, because guess what?
What?
We have a question.